In case I get stuck, I have written my notes for this talk on dreams on this piece of paper. I will start off with giving a synopsis of what I intend to cover in this talk. I want to start with a brief look at dreams throughout history, and then I want to move on to the more practical aspects that we have in using our dreams in Eckankar. Going back into the dim and distant past before recorded history in written form, we have the cave paintings which date back to the period some 30 to 40,000 years ago. Now, some of the images in those paintings don't depict animals that existed in them times, but actually exist in the dreams of the people of them times as part of their unconscious, and can appear even in modern times in the dreams of modern man in his unconscious, or as the source of those dreams is the unconscious. Now, the first written book or parchment, if you like, that we have on dreams dates to 3,000 to 4,000 years ago from the Egyptian period. This was a book of dream interpretations where it laid down about 150 dreams, and one of the dreams included was, if you seen a window in your dreams, it was a positive symbol. Now, they divided the dreams into negative and positive symbols. This manuscript is to be seen in the museum in London. Now, after the Egyptian period, the next period would be in the Greco-Roman times, which also had an interest in dreams. They looked to dreams as a sort of divination, something like the soothsayers that they used in Roman times. Now, at the time of the Emperor Augustus, he instituted the profession of professional dreamers, so that he could weed out any of the dreams which foretold something bad happening to the empire or the emperor. And his process was to execute the dreamer so that the dream never came into the public domain. Now, in more recent medieval times, the dreams tended to be influenced by what was in the Bible in the Catholic tradition or the Christian tradition, which we have some examples of Joseph being an interpreter of dreams in Egypt in regard to the 7 lean and the 7 fat cows, which predicted a period of famine of 7 years in Egypt. So they were able to prepare for this famine and put in enough storage of grain to get them through it. So he became famous in Egypt after this in the time of the pharaohs. Now, we also have Jacob's dream of seeing a ladder to heaven that angels were coming up and down, which shows a connection between heaven and earth in the dream state. Now this to us is of interest in Eckankar because we talk about the dream as the dreams as being a window to heaven. Now I want to read a piece from the Shariat on the window of heaven, but I leave that to later. In general, in medieval times, the good dreams were regarded as coming from God, whereas the bad dreams were regarded as coming from the devil or various of his demons. But to come to more modern times, we have the exploration of the unconscious by William James, Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. Now these dealt fairly extensively with the subject of dreams. Freud seemed to consider dreams as a wish fulfillment mostly. Some of the things that we weren't able to accomplish in the physical, we managed to achieve in our dreams. Now Jung had a more wide interpretation of dreams than Freud and considered them to be manifestations of the unconscious, at least to some extent, in the lives of the dreamer. Now the unconscious is an area which we explore in Eckankar. That is the last area in the spiritual, physical worlds before you go into the pure spiritual worlds of pure spirit and no matter. To us,